Hey YouTube, welcome to my new video. Today is something a little bit different. I said in my previous video that I was going to do this video, so here it is. I've decided to do my top 10 favourite albums. I'm not going to quite do them in any particular order unless I specify, but yeah, this is like a list of like my top 10 favourite albums, seeing as this is a music channel. And I guess it's like another way for me to interact with you guys and let you know like what kind of other music other than Gaga and Marina that I'm really interested in. So yeah, we'll crack straight on. So in no particular order, here are my top 10 favourite albums. So starting off, I've chosen, I know this one, okay, this is kind of a cheap one, but I've chosen Mariah Carey's number ones. I know this isn't an album per se, it's a compilation of number one hit singles. But the reason why I do love a lot of Mariah's albums, and the reason why I chose the number ones was because it was a compilation of all the range of albums from the start of her career, which I actually love the most. See, with Mariah, I do definitely prefer early Mariah Carey from 1990 to 1999, from her debut album Mariah Carey to Rainbow. That's my favourite period, and this greatest hits, if you will, has all her number ones from those albums, which I love the most. So I've always loved Mariah Carey ever since I was a child. I really have my auntie Joanna to thank for that, because she was a huge Mariah Carey fan growing up, and she really got me into Mariah Carey when I was a young child. So yeah, Mariah Carey was one of the first artists I really did listen to. And yeah, I love Mariah Carey. I think her voice is amazing. I personally think her voice, she has the best voice in music. Her range is amazing, and this album just has spewed so many hits. I mean, she has Vision of Love on here, her first ever track, Someday from the first album, Hero, Without You. So yeah, I love Mariah Carey's number one. Next album I chose to put in my top 10 was Jessie J's album, Who You Are, the deluxe edition with the extra track. I really feel Jessie J, ever since she came onto the scene as an artist, she's really been fighting harder and harder and showing what she's really made of as an artist. Like, I love her songwriting. I have to admit, I did like her when she first came out with Do It Like a Dude and Price Tag, but then I was kind of soaring off her a bit, until she released the deluxe edition, and then she released Domino. Now, Domino is one of those tracks for me that I will never get bored of. I love that track. It is just one, I just can't get enough of Domino. Months on, and I'm still listening to it at least once a day, at least. Domino for me, I'm so glad she said that her next album is going to be a similar sounding to Domino, so a similar feel, so we'll see what her new album comes up with. But I feel that as an album, Who You Are really was amazing. I mean, she's written about practically everything on this album. I mean, you get to L-O-V-E, or love, and I love how it's so raw, like she speaks during, like, her talent's amazing. I love this album. It's a great album, really showcases Jessie J's talent, really showcases her vocals, and it's also a mix of different genres. I thought when she started off with Do It Like a Dude, she was gonna be really like R&B style artist, but she's not. She's proven time again. Like, you go to songs like Who You Are and what's the other one? And Nobody's Perfect, where you really can hear her acoustic ability. Like, she's amazing. Like, I'm really happy with this album. So yeah, Who You Are. Next album I've chosen is, well, like I said, they're not in any order. So Kylie Minogue's X. And again, like Mariah Carey, Kylie Minogue is one of the first ever artists I ever really did listen to as a child. I've loved Kylie Minogue throughout her career, since I was a child. But I really feel that this album, X, when she returned after having breast cancer, really, I loved how she showcased her disco side a lot more, because she was known as the queen of the disco floor. from the Fever days, but I think this album really did show off her disco electronic dance sound a lot more, which I love. I mean, like, I love all genres of music, but I mean, my favorite has to be pop and dance. That's why I love Lady Gaga so much. But I mean, this album is amazing. The hits on it, I mean, Two Hearts, In Your Arms, In My Arms, wow, those tracks are amazing. I'm so glad they were singles. But then you have tracks like Speakerphone, which is so electronic, and then you have Nudity. That's great. This album is amazing. It really is underrated. I mean, it is one of Kylie's less commercially performing albums, but I mean, I think everyone really should give this album a go because it's such a good album. Better crack on. It's 5 minutes ready and I'm not even halfway done. Next album, Rihanna's Loud. Now, I'm a huge. I really do like Rihanna. I'm a big fan of hers. I've seen her twice. I saw her once, the first time during the Loud era. I went to the Loud concert, and recently at the Wireless Festival in Hyde Park. I have loved Rihanna since the start of her career as well. More so during A Girl Like Me when she released SOS. I wasn't really into her during Music of the Sun, but going back, I do like a lot of tracks from that album. But I have followed Rihanna during her career. It was a close call which one to choose for Rihanna. It was between Loud and Good Girl Gone Bad. But for me, Loud really for me is the top of her career. Even though Good Girl Gone Bad was her most successful, I mean, I think Loud for me was the one album that I could listen to from start to finish and really feel that I didn't want to skip a track. I mean, perfect opening with Only Girl in the World, and then What's My Name. Great. The Loud tour was amazing as well. I love the red hair, the look for this album. That's why I chose Loud for that. Cracking on, next album, Ellie Goulding, Bright Lights. Even though this was the re-release of Lights, but Ellie Goulding, Bright Lights. I love Ellie Goulding. I've seen her 3 times in concert so far. I love how she's so different in the industry. I'm glad that she's finally starting to kind of make it in America, because Lights is doing quite well over there now. But this album for me really is, it's one of those albums that I've put on when I've been hurt in the past from like people and stuff like that. So this album really is well written as well. Glad that she's another really good writer. She writes really metaphorically. Really, Bright Lights, great album. I'm so glad she's done well. I can't wait to hear what she comes up with her new album. She's released her new track, which I'm going to be talking about in another video. But I mean, for example, of this album, Your Biggest Mistake is one of the tracks that I go to when I've really been hurt by someone. So yeah, Bright Lights. Next album. Now, I'm a huge Kelly Clarkson fan. After, well, not, I wouldn't say after, but like, obviously Lady Gaga is my favorite. But then obviously after like Kylie and Marina, I love Kelly Clarkson. She's another one of the artists that I love, along with Mariah. My December. Now, I know a lot of people think that this is her most underrated album. It definitely is. But for me, it broadcasted how dark Kelly can be. The tracks are amazing. Sober, Never Again, 1 Minute, Whole, Judas. I mean, she's come up with amazing tracks from here. I'm really shocked that her record label didn't let her go further with this album, because the fans really do seem to take this as her favorite. The vocals from this talent on this album are amazing. That doesn't make sense. Vocals on this talent, anyway. This album, fantastic. I mean, I do love every single one of her albums, but in terms of talent and writing, and My December takes it. The next album, I also love J-Lo, so Jennifer Lopez. I've chosen Brave. I love all of J-Lo's albums as well. But Brave for me is the album that kind of incorporated old J-Lo and now current J-Lo. The sounds, this album again is a really underrated album for J-Lo. I mean, it was her least commercially performing album. It didn't sell that much and it didn't do that well, but for me it's my favorite one because the look of this album, the photo shoot, the production on this album, like, this album is really good. I think this is another one that people really need to give a chance because it's really good. Stay Together is a great track. Hold It, Don't Drop It, Do It Well, obviously was the lead single. Great track. album. Next, obviously goes without saying, the Fame Monster. Now, I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna do the Fame and the Fame Monster in one, only because it was a double album. I'm gonna cheat, so that's given me room for an extra album. So, what can I say? The Fame, Gaga's debut album, made her into showed us what she's about. Great. The writing on the Fame is so carefree, so frolic. I love the Fame. I really should do a video talking about Gaga's albums and what I think of them in terms of writing and production and stuff. I think I will do that. But I love the Fame and how bubblegum squeaky pop it is. But then you've got the Fame Monster, where she totally, on the flip side, changes it and she becomes so dark. The Fame Monster to me is the music that really skyrocketed her from star to superstar. She's Bad Romance made her global. So obviously the Fame Monster saw Gaga 3 times at the Monster Ball with this album. This era was fantastic. You can really see the change between Fame Gaga to the Fame Monster Gaga. Fantastic album. I think everyone probably owns this already. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But what can I say? Amazing. If you haven't heard it, go and listen to it. So yeah, next album. I didn't know what to choose from her, but I finally made up my mind. So Electra Heart from Marina and the Diamonds takes its place in my top 10. Like I said with Marina, I was a big Marina fan when she first started with the Family Jewels. I saw her once at the Family Jewels tour, the Burger Queen tour. I loved her. She was amazing. And I wanted to see what she would come up with next. I was really unsure what she would come up with. And then she releases Electra Heart. And this album is absolutely flawless in my eyes. The writing is amazing. Her writing style has changed so much. It's become so metaphoric. I love it. And the production is amazing. I know she said she wouldn't work with other artists, with other producers, but I'm glad she did. It really does show her growth as an artist. This is just an amazing album. I'm so glad it's doing well, and I'm so glad it's hitting off in the States, because she really deserves it. This album, for me, is amazing. And finally, big shocker. Well, it's not really. Born This Way. This album, I just can't fault it. It's one of those albums that I can listen to from start to finish and never ever get bored. I never skip any tracks. This album for me is perfectly written, perfectly produced. When it first came out and I first heard it, every single track was a shock because it was so amazing. That's why Gaga knows what she's doing when she releases a new album, which is why this next album is going to probably slay us all. But Born This Way, the photo shoot is stunning. The visuals from this album is stunning. The production is amazing. Every single track from this album had the capability to become a single. I'm really gutted that she didn't release Shizer as a single. But what can I say? This album is another flawless album. So I can't wait to see what she comes up with next. Born This Way. So yeah, that concludes my top 10 albums. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what your top 10 albums are. If you've heard any of these albums that I've just shown you, and what you think of these albums. What are your favourite artists? If you'd like to do a top 10 as well and comment on this video as a video response, that'd be fantastic. Let me know, or just let me know in the comments. It's up to you. But yeah, those are my top 10 favourite albums. I will do more videos kind of doing top 10 something. Top 10 favourite songs maybe, or top 10 artists. But yeah, there we go. Let me know again in the comments what your favourites are. And yeah, thanks for watching. Rate, comment and subscribe if you want to. It means a lot to me. And yeah, see you in another video. Bye.